Hey guys, so today I wanted to come to you with a little bit of a different kind of video, just me talking to you about a really great question that I received, and it's actually a question I've gotten multiple times, so I decided to make a video about it. And that question pretty much boils down to, how am I able to do this, right? How am I able to sustain myself, financially, traveling and exploring and living abroad here in Merida, Mexico with myself and my children? It's a really, really great question. And I know a lot of you probably, if you're planning on traveling long term or relocating or bopping around the globe or just whatever you're planning on doing, that finances and work is going to be a big part of that. So I thought I'd just kind of break that down a little bit. What I do, I know everyone's situation and what they do is different, but for me, I work online. I actually have two online jobs, but I kind of want to break down for you like what that means so you can be sure that if you're looking for work or kind of putting your work situation, like getting your ducks in a row, that you're aware of what's going to be the best option for you. Now, keep in mind, if you're traveling on a tourist visa like I am with myself and my children, you actually can't legally work, at least not in Mexico. I don't know the rules and regulations for other places. Mexico has been our first stop on our travel adventures as a family, but you can't actually legally work. And for people that do try to go into other countries or into Mexico and work, maybe offering their services like within the expat community and things like that, there are definitely people who do that, but I'm not going to speak on that because that's not something that I do. I'm not even sure of all the ins and outs of that, like coming and like just say offering your service just to like the expat community or the expat group. Say like for me, for example, in the States, I'm actually a licensed massage therapist. So let's say I bought a table here in Mexico and was like, hey, I'm just going to offer massages to other expats. Now, that is a whole other can of worms in and of itself. I know there are people who do that, who offer like services that they have like from the States that they transfer here. But like I said, on a tourist visa, like which I am on, right? My maximum 6 months at a time in the country, I'm not actually able to work, so I don't. But what I do is I work for online companies. I work remotely. So although I'm living here in Mexico for, well, now it's at the end of all of this, it'll be almost a whole year because we went back to the States for a little bit, then came back, reset our visas and all the things. But I'm working online, I'm working remotely. That's how I bring in money to support myself. So my first job, I'm an online fitness coach for an online company, and I can work from anywhere in the world as long as I have a strong Wi-Fi connection, strong internet connection, then I'm good to go. I'm also an online tutor. And again, I work for a company that doesn't mind where you live. As long as you show up, do your work, do what you need to do, it's fine. So I kind of want to break down like the three different options or three different terms that you might hear. There might be more, but I often hear online work, remote work, or location independent work. So working online, right? If you get a job or you're looking for a job and it's an online job, you want to be mindful of what exactly does that mean? Because oftentimes an online job is literally a job that could be done in an office or in a location or in like a brick and mortar place, but the work is optional to be done online or done at home. Now with this type of work, if it's just an online job, it's possible that this job could have been in person at first and then it transitions to online, or it could have some aspects of it where you need to show up and actually go to the office. So make sure if you're looking for a job and it just says online that you really read the fine print, ask the questions, because if you're wanting to travel, but part of your job requires you to go into an office or to check in somewhere, that could really affect your plans and your ability to move around as you want. You also want to be mindful that if it is an online job, what exactly does that mean? Because many online jobs require you to work from a certain location, or they require that you can't work from certain locations. So you want to just understand what that means. Don't just look at online and think that means, okay, I can work this job from anywhere in the world and do my thing. Oftentimes the job will want to send you their specific equipment and their specific tech set up, and you have to be in a certain place in order to do that job. So be mindful, be aware, ask questions, and be crystal clear on what exactly does online mean. Another thing to keep in mind is a job might be online, but then switch and require you to come into the office, right? Let's say it was online just for a certain period of time, and now they decide, okay, hey, this job actually, we don't want it online anymore. We want you to come in. You have to be aware of that. So an online job doesn't necessarily mean fully remote or work from anywhere. The next term that I hear a lot is remote work. And to me, the difference between an online job or a job that you can do online and remote work is that most jobs that are, advertised as remote, meaning this job from the beginning was created for you to be able to work from home or from a different location. Like the company I work for, there is no brick and mortar, right? From the beginning, from the creation of the company, there was never a place to go into. So myself and all of the other coaches on the team, we live all over the states, in different areas, in different states, in different locations, and there's no brick and mortar. Like from the beginning, this company was remote, and that's called like remote first companies or remote first positions, where there's not going to be a time where they would say, okay, now you need to come into the office. You literally are working from anywhere. But you have to keep in mind, just because a job says remote doesn't mean that you can work from any location. And some people are learning this the hard way. A job will advertise as being remote, but say you have to be in the United States or in a certain country. Some remote work actually require you to be within certain states. So make sure you're aware of that. Now, some people will come to Mexico with a remote job, knowing that it's fully remote. They don't have to go into anywhere, but they'll use something like a VPN so that they can look as if they're working from the States or from somewhere else. Now, I am not at all telling you to do this, but that is definitely something people do. It's not like my expertise or like my zone. I do have a VPN, but it's mainly just so I can watch movies and shows that I can access from the States. Like I said, because my jobs are actually fully remote and location independent, which leads to the third one, right? So we've got online work, which you need to definitely check and make sure, is it fully online? Where can I work from? Is there a possibility I'm going to have to go back into the office one day? A remote job, which usually does mean you can work from home, but where exactly can you work from? You need to check in, because some remote jobs, lots of remote jobs that I see in these job boards will say you can only work from the United States. You can only work from here or there. Now, a location independent remote work job, which is what I have, means you're working from home, but we also don't care where you're working from. You can be in the United States, you can be in Mexico, where I am, you can be wherever. But you do just have to keep in mind that a lot of the companies kind of run, even though people are all over the place, they run on a certain time. So my company, the woman who created it, she's based in California. So most everything is based in Pacific Standard Time. So our meetings are usually in Pacific Standard Time. If I have to do like a live training, it's going to be in Pacific Standard Time. So you do need to keep that in mind where you are in the world, right? How far is that from the kind of time zone that the company uses or bases things off of? Because you might be working at 3:00 in the morning. So keep that in mind. So location independent means I can work from home, and that home can be anywhere in the world. There's no restrictions, there's no stipulations, and both of my jobs are remote and location independent. So as long as I've got a connection, as long as I'm able to get on, I can work. Both my online tutoring job, I have a master's degree in education, and for the last 2 years, I've been tutoring with a company, tutoring reading to children online. Can work from anywhere, as long as I can get on at the times that I say. My online fitness coaching job, I can work from anywhere. It's location independent. As long as I have a strong connection, I can get on and do my job. So those are some things to think about when you're considering how are you going to support yourself, right? If you don't have a savings, if you don't have investments and other streams of income coming in, can you work online? And what does that online work look like? Is it going to be just an online job? Make sure you check in, ask all the questions, and you're very crystal clear on the requirements. Is it a remote job? Is it a remote but location independent? And that third one is going to be your best option if you can find it, because you literally can work from anywhere as long as you've got your laptop, your phone, or whatever you need. And for my jobs, they didn't have to send me any specific equipment or any specific tech that I have to use. I literally just use my own laptop and my own phone to do the work. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions about working remotely, working online, how that looks and feels here for me in Mexico, or just any questions that you have. I'd be so grateful. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. All right, bye.